Hello guys, today I will be talking about my ASEF project named Narcissism. Let's get started. First of all, what is narcissism? A definition of narcissism is that is the pursuit of gratification from vanity or egoistic admiration of one's idealized self-image and attributes. In everyday usage, narcissism refers to someone who is arrogantly self-absorbed. But where did it came from? What is the story behind narcissism? The concept comes from the myth of Narcissus found in Ovid's Metamorphoses. The myth is about a handsome youth named Narcissus who is indifferent towards his admirers and keeps rejecting them until one rejected admirer asks the god of vengeance to cast a curse on him. The curse results in Narcissus falling in love with his own reflection upon seeing himself in a river. As a result, he pins away at his own image until he eventually dies and transforms into a flower named Narcissus. Where else is narcissism present? Let's see 9 books where narcissism is pretty obvious. We've got Medea of Euripides, Metamorphoses by Ovid, The Prince by Machiavelli, King Lear by Shakespeare, and Faust by Johann Goethe. Middlemarch by George Eliot, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, Wonderful Wizard of Oz by Baum, and Leslie the Baron in the Trees by Italo Calvino. In Medea, narcissism is expressed by Medea's arrogance and her murder of her own children for revenge. Meanwhile, in Metamorphoses, narcissism is represented by Narcissus, who falls in love with his own reflection. In The Prince, the essential narcissism lies at the heart of the book. Meanwhile, in King Lear are obvious aspects of the compensations of severely narcissistic patients. In Faust, we have the two extremes of desiring the ideal and falling short for the ideal. Meanwhile, in Middlemarch, reader gets to know the encompassing narcissism of Casaubon. In The Picture of Dorian Gray, we understand that narcissists are known for their shallow emotions. Meanwhile, in The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, we get to see the dark part of the wizard. Lastly, the book Baron in the Trees reveals the extent to which narcissists avoid reality. Literature impact on psychology can be best described in the narcissism case. The term was popularized by the psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud through his work. According to Sigmund, narcissism is a normal stage in child development, but it is considered a disorder when it occurs after puberty. Nowadays, we have studies that show that healthy narcissism is part of normal human functionality, and narcissism has at least 90 important traits. I did an interview with an excellent literature student, Ilyana Kasmi, who was very polite and passionate about the topic. I did my own surveys too. Let's see how it went. The surveys were done by ages 11 to 14, specifically 26%, and 15 to 18, specifically 74%. The results I got from the surveys were these. 59% of adolescents know what narcissism is. 42% of them know that narcissism term comes from mythology. 67% know that Faust and Narcissus are narcissists. 64% of teens have read at least one of the studied books, and only 2% know that narcissism is related to the psychological field. Kinda depressing results. That's why I decided to have a series of seminars to inform people about this phenomenon. The seminars were kept online through the Zoom platform, and a lot of people participated. I also did a poster of the portrait of Narcissus and a Narcissus flower. At the bottom, I wrote this. They say people don't change, but people do change entirely. Look at Narcissus. He became a flower. I call that a change. This was a visual presentation of my literature project, Narcissism. Thank you for watching. That was all I had to say. By me, Sonila Shqezi.